Good morning, all. Happy holiday today. I wanted to just come on and talk about yesterday, the New York Football Giants. I'm proud of the team, man. They put up a fight. I love what I saw. And mainly one man, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones stepped up to another level yesterday, and he's carrying a team. We've gone over this. You know what? You want to call them average weapons at best outside of Barkley? This man gave the Minnesota Vikings all they can handle yesterday in Minnesota. Everything they could chew on. He made every throw. He threw one interception. It's fine. When you allow the guy to open up the game and rip it down the field all game long, you'll get that. And when it mattered the most, down by 8, Daniel Jones went 80 yards with a touchdown, a draw to Barkley. Okay? And I liked what I saw. They lined the receivers up on the outside and ran Barkley up the middle. And then the 2-point conversion was clearly supposed to be a fake rollout to the right with the tight ends and the running back, and he was looking for Barkley, but he was covered. And he prolonged the play an extra second and a half or two and found Bellinger on his tippy toes in the back of the end zone on what was a perfect little rainbow. And Daniel Jones had a monster day in a big-time game. That was a big boys game, and Jones played big boy ball, brothers. And for those of you that hate him, there's no way in the world that you don't like him because of the way he's playing football. Because the growth that this man, Daniel Jones, has shown, to me, has been special. Because he's done it with the worst wide receiving core in football. And an O-line that's been a makeshift O-line all year with broken pieces in the interior. And a rookie on the outside, Evan Neal, who's been struggling and learning on the go. And you watch Daniel Jones in the huddle, he's in full command. Everybody shuts the fuck up and he talks. Daniel Jones is pointing out things and he's letting the receivers know where he wants them to be. He's getting loud. You want emotion, you're getting emotion. You want a verbal leader? That man is the leader of this football team. And you even got defensive players that are putting him on a pedestal and going up to him to talk about things. And that tells you Daniel Jones is the face of this franchise. He's going nowhere. So if you're a hater, you better get on the train or the train's leaving you at the station. Give that man his contract. As soon as this season's over, Jones is getting locked up to a 3 to 4 year deal. Somewhere between 25 and 30 million a year. Yes, believe it. Because all the signs are there. And go out and get this guy weapons this offseason. And I believe the Giants are a contender next year. Yeah, they need pieces. They have 11 picks in the draft to go get a linebacker, a corner. Go get Daniel Jones receivers. I'm hearing Hopkins' name being thrown out there to the Giants. He wants out of Arizona. Go get that man, and it wouldn't even cost us a 1. And then in the draft, go get a number 2 receiver in the 2nd round. Or if you got one of those big number 1s in the 1st. Find us a franchise center because we don't have one. The man needs a center to solidify the O-line. And Wan'Dale will be back somewhere in mid-season next year. And if Shepard could get back with the new grass surface turf that we're going to have, I'll take Shepard back. He'll be back on a very cheap deal. He just wants to be a part. And you keep Hodgkins. We have found a receiver in this kid Hutchins from Buffalo. The Giants stole one. This kid's a keeper. He's a gamer. Anything touches his hands, he catches, man. Not like James, who I don't mind James. He's busted his ass for us this year. When we needed guys to fill the role the most, James has come to play all year. He gives you his all, and I'm not mad at him because he lacks the talent. But in a big game, with the playoff clincher on the line, you cannot drop a wide open slant that hits you in the chest. with nobody around. That would have put us on their 20, and we were going in for 7 with the way Jones had this offense rolling in the second half. And you dropped it. And I make a case that that drop by James cost us the football game. I don't care the guy made a 61-yard field goal. The game's in the dome. I think we all had the feeling he wasn't going to make it. It's the drop over the middle with about 5-6 minutes left in this game that cost us the ball game. And then Bellinger with the fumble earlier in the game because that we were headed on a scoring drive right there. That would have put us on their 30, 28. He fumbled a beautiful post route that we've all been begging to see all year. Jones hit him in stride. And he allowed the guy to hit the ball out. That's fine. I like Bellinger. He's a good tight end. He came back to play for us from a gruesome injury this year. And I think he's going to get better. I like he's all around. He's a blocker and he can go out and catch. And for those that told you this week when I was asking for a Bellinger post route down the field earlier this week, some of you were saying he's not capable of that. You're wrong. He showed he is. Get on the train, guys. Daniel Jones is the franchise. He's going to be here. There's nobody in the draft, to me, that touches him. And if they did, it would take them 3 years, and I ain't got 3 more years to sit around. You get Daniel Jones the apples this offseason, the Giants are a better team next year than they are this year. And I don't want to hear about the schedule, because you play who's on your schedule. Seattle lost, the Lions lost, and Washington lost. The Giants are sitting pretty even with that loss, because when you look at that game, that's a different type of loss for the Giants. The other 3 teams were all blown out. The New York Football Giants went to Minnesota, one of the top offenses and teams in the league. Okay? And they went blow for blow. And when you're a young team and you do that, it's not a bad loss, man. Think. That's a game that kids learn from. That's a type of game that makes boys into men. That's a growing game. The one thing you got out of that game is this team's going to grow from that loss. They'll remember it and they learn from it. It went blow for blow with one of the better teams in football. On Christmas. In front of the nation. And the defense contained a monster Vikings offense for about 3 quarters. Sooner or later, Jefferson was going to get his. But the D kept us in the game. And Daniel Jones made this a war. And Daniel Jones outplayed Cousins. And go look at the weapons Cousins has. And go look at the weapons Jones was dealing with. Brothers, open your eyes and take the hate shades off. Give Jones Jefferson, brothers. Give Jones those receivers on the Vikings. I heard several Jet fans this week said if they had Jones, the Jets would be in the playoffs. That's a lock. All you got to look at is across town at the quarterback mess the other team in New York is in and appreciate number 8. Yo, I love this guy, Jones. I studied quarterbacks all my life. I played it, and I love everything I see in him. It always took QBs 3 to 4 years to grow, and he's taking that leap right now. Now you get him the weapons, and he takes it to the top level. Yeah, I said it last night on Twitter. I'll say it again. You go get Jones 2 real good receivers, and he gets back the weapons that got hurt this year. Maybe add a center, and Jones will be a top 7 quarterback in the NFL next year. Remember, the Miz said it. Believe. Get behind your guy. Root for the blue jersey. And I am one to tell people that you're wrong for wanting to look in a different direction. But don't look in a different direction before actually totally evaluating the growth of the guy that you have in the room. Because if you let him go, and 7 or 8 other teams are going to jump all over him and they succeed, and we get some kid like all these other kids that come in hyped but don't make it, because the NFL is a different animal, we will be set back another 6 to 8 years. You hear me? And this year you're going to the playoffs. And Daniel Jones The number one thing I took out of yesterday is Daniel Jones has arrived. He's a leader, he's the face of the franchise, and he's one hell of a quarterback. And he's got command of the team. They don't talk when he talks. They look up to him. He has a presence. And one of the best plays I saw yesterday wasn't even his arm and his accuracy. It was on the last drive when he knew we needed to score. And he went up the right side and tried to run over a linebacker and actually hit that linebacker with his shoulder and pushed that linebacker 3 feet backwards out of bounds. That's balls. That's a man that has the guts and heart to win a championship in New York, brothers. Open your eyes and see it. Don't let your hate block your view from what's happening. The growth of a franchise quarterback. Next Sunday in the Meadowlands, the New York Football Giants, led by Daniel Jones and this front four on defense, and Barkley, that special little beast, is going to the playoffs. We're going to win the game in New York, and we're going to win it by going away. It's not coming down to the final 3 minutes. The New York Football Giants are going to win this game. You're going to be celebrating by the 8th or 9th minute left in the fourth quarter. You're going to pop the champagnes because the New York Football Giants and Daniel Jones has given you something none of us even thought of in August. Playoffs! And it's going to be a celebration for New Year's. And that's the bottom line Miz is telling you.